If this is the first time you're installing CenterPoint or if you have a new computer, the CenterPoint programs can be downloaded from our website. In order to download to your computer, it needs to be connected to the internet and you need to own a Red Wing Software Customer Care membership. To download CenterPoint, you'll want to open up an internet browser. I'm using Google Chrome. And in the address bar, you'll want to put in www.redwingsoftware.com, and that'll take you to the Red Wing Software webpage. At the top of the screen, you'll see a button labeled Login, and we're going to click on that Login button. That'll bring up a screen asking you for your Red Wing software credentials. If you have not yet set up a user ID and password on the Red Wing software website, you can register a new user or a new email address and password by clicking the Create one at the bottom of the screen. That's a link that'll allow you to create a new login. You'll be prompted for an email address, a password, and you'll need your Red Wing software account number. That account number can be found on any invoices you've received from Red Wing Software. If you've previously registered on the website but you've forgotten your password, you can click the Forgot Your Password link and that'll send you an email allowing you to create a new password. I'm going to go ahead and enter in my Red Wing software credentials. Once you've entered in your credentials, you could click the login, but if you want the browser to remember your credentials next time you log in, before you click the login, you'll want to put a check mark in the box that's labeled Keep Me Logged In. I'm going to click Login, and that's going to take us right back to the Red Wing software website. But now at the top of the screen, you'll have a button labeled My Account. You'll click on the My Account button in order to get to the My Account page. On the My Account page, there's going to be several tabs across the top. You want to click on the Downloads tab, and on that page, you'll see a list of all of the Red Wing software programs that you own. I have a lot of them listed, but you might have less. If you own both accounting and payroll, you'll want to download and install accounting before you go ahead and install payroll. For each one of the products, below that product is a downloads link. So we'll click on the downloads link, and that's going to bring us up with a page that has some different components that can be downloaded. Usually you're going to choose the one at the top, which is going to be the full program. So we'll click the Download Now button for CenterPoint Accounting. And depending on which browser you're using, you might have a download status. I'm going to click on the download status for mine, and it's going to show us the progress of our download. If you can't find the download status on your browser, you can go to your downloads folder. On most Windows computers and for most browsers, it will download to the downloads folder on your computer. Once the program is downloaded, you should see the file in that folder, and to begin the installation, all you'll need to do is double click on that file. So we'll let mine continue to go ahead and download. When the download's complete, I can usually go to that same place to see the file, and to begin the installation, all I usually need to do is double click on that file. Now, the first screen that might come up might be a user control page asking you if you want to allow the program to make changes to your computer. On that screen, you're going to say yes. Once the installation starts, it will begin by checking your system to see if there are any other system requirements that need to be installed in order for CenterPoint to operate properly. And then if the install requires a reboot, you'll want to go ahead and let it do that. If this is your first time installing CenterPoint on this computer, it will also need to install SQL Server, which may just take a little more time but doesn't require any additional actions. For most of these screens, you'll want to go ahead and select the defaults. So we're going to click Next. You'll accept the user license agreement by checking the box and then clicking Next. For most installations, you'll want to choose the complete option up at the top, which is the default. The only time you may want to choose custom is if you're needing to install additional components. I'm going to select custom and go to that screen. Some of those additional components might be a data import tool that we have and a data export tool. So those might be some additional components that you come back to the installation for. For right now, we're going to install the entire program. So we're going to choose the complete installation and click next. You'll accept the default folder for installing CenterPoint in, and then also the default program folder. And we'll just keep clicking next and accepting the defaults throughout the installation. And the system will go ahead and install the files. Now, again, if this is your first time in installing and it's requiring some additional Windows components to be installed, the installation might take a little bit longer than what mine is going to take. When the installation is complete, you'll click the Finish button, and you should be able to find that CenterPoint accounting product on your desktop. Now you're ready to download and install CenterPoint payroll if you have that product. So you would close this screen and then go to the CenterPoint payroll product and go through the same steps.